everybody. It's me, Timmy Flyersguy, and welcome to another edition of the Timmy Flyersguy podcast. I'm your host, Timmy Flyersguy. Today is Monday, September 23rd. I am recording this video for Tuesday, September 24th. This video will go up on the 24th. And I am going to take a detour from talking about the Philadelphia Flyers, but I will briefly talk about the preseason performance on Sunday. Great performance by the rookies in that game. Flyers played a great game. Ivan Fedotov looked good in that game. Lushenko looked good. Everybody seemed to look very good in that game on Sunday. In today's video, I'm going to talk about a show that used to be on Stars, then was recently moved to Netflix about a week ago, and that show is the wrestling drama TV show Heels. Now, Heels is a show starring Stephen Amell. Starring Stephen Amell and Alexandra Ludwig. This Heels is a story about two brothers, Jack Spade and Ace Spade, two professional wrestlers who work for a fictional wrestling company called DWL. Recently, they lost their dad. They lost their dad. Their dad committed suicide. Their dad was also a wrestler. Tom Spade, also known as King Spade, was his ring name. He ended up killing himself due to stress, because wrestling can be a very stressful business. It takes its toll on your life. And it's not an easy business. So the two brothers occasionally butt heads. Jack Spade is the more sensible brother, while Ace Spade is kind of rebellious. He doesn't really think too much, but they're two brothers and they run a wrestling business. In the beginning, we see Jack Spade and Ace Spade. They're two rivals in storyline. Jack Spade is a heel, and Ace Spade is a face. At first. Until Jack Spade turns Ace Spade into a heel. Ace reluctantly does not want to be a heel. He says, I want to be a face. I want people to love me. But the fans are getting tired of his tired old white meat babyface act. So Ace officially turns heel, and he embraces it. He embraces his hate, and fans, they really start to hate him. Season 1 starts out like that. We go into season 1. And we are introduced to the Spade brothers and many other wrestlers on the roster, such as Diego, who is a Mexican luchador who wears a mask, Bobby Pin, who is a generic wrestler, but soon gets a storyline later in the story. Also, later in season 1, we are introduced to a wrestler named Wild Bill Hancock. Wild Bill is a friend of Tom Spade and an opponent of Tom. Is a friend of Tom Spade and one of the opponents in the DWL of Tom Spade. We get into season 1, and a lot of stuff happens really fast. We see a new wrestler, Crystal, who is in the role of valet. She wants to be a wrestler, not a valet. And Crystal, I like Crystal. She is a badass in this show. She's one of my favorite characters. Played by Kelly Berglund. Jack Spade is a married man. He's married to his wife, Stacy Spade, played by Allison Lutz. Very beautiful woman, by the way. Very attractive. Kelly Bergman, same. Also, we're getting to season 2. And it turns out that Jack Spade is always busy, doesn't really have time for his family. So him and his family start to have a falling out. Him and his wife have a falling out. We then go into a storyline between Ace Spade and Bobby Pin, set up by the DWL. Also, I forgot to mention, the DWL is ran by a woman named Lily, who was in a relationship with Wild Bill Hancock. And she is a bit of very snarky, very sarcastic. She kind of has a bad attitude. But, she is a lovable wretch of a human being, played by Mary McCormick, who you all know from the Howard Stern movie Private Parts. She runs the company, tries her best, but she's also very stressed out, and she drinks a lot as well on the show. Also, we have guest appearances in the show from CM Punk. We got CM Punk, and we have a guest appearance from AJ Lee. I'll be getting to that later. Season 1 starts out with setting up a match between Bobby, Finn, and Ace. Plans for the storyline quickly change as Jack Spade decides that Crystal, who is the storyline girlfriend of Ace Spade, has an affair with Bobby Finn. In the storyline, Crystal reveals to Ace that her and Bobby are an item now. And we get into the match, and in the storyline, Crystal berates Ace, saying that he is a crybaby, a whiner, and a loser. And he's also in a relationship with a wrestling fan as well. And she says, "Oh, you'd be better off with so-and-so in the crowd right there." So a match is set up as Bobby Pin and Ace Spade wrestle in a steel cage. Ace Spade takes this a little too serious, and jealousy goes through his mind as during the match he gets Bobby Pin in a single leg in a leg hold, and he ends up breaking Bobby's leg in the ring. You see the bone sticking out of his leg. It is a horrible, horrible sight. Bobby has a broken leg. They take him to the hospital, and he is completely injured. His wrestling career is completely over. We then see Wild Bill enter the ring saying, "This is a travesty. This is so wrong. I can't believe that somebody would injure another person like that." He then challenges Jack Spade and Ace Spade to a 3-way ladder match. A match is set up at the State Fair, at the Duffy State Fair. Duffy is a fictional town in Georgia where the DWL resides. At the time, during this, we are also introduced to the antagonist, Charlie Gully, who runs his own wrestling company called called Florida Wrestling Dystopia is more of a hardcore brand similar to the ECW brand. Charlie Gully is played by Mike O'Malley. You may remember Mike O'Malley from the show Yesteryear and many Nickelodeon game shows. This time he plays a villain. His villain is a man with a beard, a bald head, and a man who loves to wear a lot of outrageous outfits. Charlie Gully is by far one of the best villains in this show. So, we first were to Duffy State Fair, and the three-way ladder match begins. During the match, Wild Bill has a bit of an accident in his pants, and during that he's laying down. And at the time when this all got started, Wild Bill wanted Crystal to be a valet called Bunny Bombshell. And we see Wild Bill laying down, just selling so people don't know that he craps himself. We see Jack and Ace Spade trying to go for that ladder. At the time, before all this happened, Charlie Gully tried to recruit Ace Spade to Florida Wrestling Dystopia. And all kinds of stuff happened. Jack Spade went to Florida Wrestling Dystopia to rescue his brother, Ace Spade, from the clutches of the evil Charlie Gully. He then punches Charlie Gully in the face several times. Also, one of the wrestlers from WL Rooster defected to Florida Wrestling Dystopia. I'm saying that name wrong. I apologize to Mike O'Malley for that. Now, we see Jack Spade and Jade, Florida Wrestling Dystopia. Him and Ace Spade get out of there. At the time, Jack Spade told Charlie Gully about the whole Kleenex thing. When the fans pelted Ace Spade with Kleenexes, let them know that he was a crybaby. We then get to the match at the fair, and all of a sudden, Charlie Gully starts throwing tissues in the ring against all the fans, and start throwing tissues in the ring. Ace Spade finds out about this, and he lashes out, starts punching Brother Jack Spade, and he says, "I can't believe you. I'm gonna kill you." And he's punching Jack Spade in the face over and over again. And Ace is mad. But they end up coming to a slight agreement as they change the finish, as Crystal Tyler gets in the ring to grab the belt. Charlie Gully tries to steal the belt, but he's clotheslined by Wild Bill Hancock. Crystal grabs the belt, and she is the DWL World Champion. And we end off a season of Ace Spade leaving DWL, finding his own path. We get to season 2 of Heels. During this season, there was a falling out between Jack Spade and his wife Stacy. Stacy and her son, Thomas. Jack Spade is without his wife and his son Thomas. Thomas and Stacy are living at their brother's house, brother or father's house. We get in season 2. We also have some troubles. Jack Spade's son ended up punching another kid in the face at the school. They go to the school meeting. The principal seems to think that Thomas has some psychological issues. Jack Spade disagrees with the principal. A fight ensues between Stacy and Jack. And that's about it for those two for a while. In season 2, we see Ace Spade trying to find himself again. He falls off a cliff, and he has 2 women rescue him from a cliff. He then mistakes their kindness for affection, and he's turned down by those 2 girls. We then get into Charlie Gully. Charlie Gully's Charlie Gully is going to sue Jack Spade for punching him in the face. Charlie Gully says, "Look, I will drop this lawsuit if you work with me on the interpromotional match." We then see the crew working out a storyline with Charlie Gully from Florida Wrestling Dystopia. Jack Spade, Ace Spade, and Crystal show up at the show. Well, actually, let's go back to one of the wrestling shows. Charlie Gully had a plan that he worked out with Jack Spade. Jack quickly changed his plans, and his brother, Ace Spade, returns. And not as Ace Spade, but as the Condemned, a vigilante in a hood, similar to Sting. We see the Condemned go to the ring, and everyone scatters. Charlie Gully is pissed, and he says that was not part of the storyline. We gotta do this over again. So we fast forward to them working out an agreement. They go to Florida Wrestling Dystopia. Crystal gets a shot there because maybe it'll work out for her better. She does win the title eventually on her own this time, because as we know, she wasn't a legal competitor in that match, so she had to give up that title. But she did manage to win that title back. She became world champion. She was looking for a better job, so she decided maybe she would try to go to Florida Wrestling Dystopia. So Jack, Ace, and Crystal head to Florida and work out a storyline with Charlie Gully. In storyline, Charlie Gully tries to sign Crystal to a contract. Crystal says she won't do it. But soon we realize that this is all a ruse. Jack Spade rushes to the ring and tells Charlie Gully, "Crystal ain't signing with you. She's staying with DWL." And he's like, "Crystal will always have my back." Charlie Gully then says, "Well, Jack, she's not here to have your heart. She's not here to have your back. She's here to stab you. And she's here to stab you in it." So Crystal hits Jack Spade with a chair. And then this whole storyline. It's part of the deal they worked out. She turns on Jack Spade and joins Florida Wrestling Dystopia. Although she's still working with DWL in kayfabe. And we see a budding relationship between her and Bobby. And we see a lot of stuff happen. As we find out that Willie, one of the owners of DWL, is not a very good mother. She ignores her kids, stays locked in her room, and does absolutely nothing to destroy her children. Charlie Gully then tries to get some money for them, but really, I think, reluctantly turns them down. After we fast forward, and some good things seem to happen this season. Jack and his wife get back together, and Stacy agrees to work with Jack at the DWL. The interpromotional match is set up as DWL and Florida Wrestling Dystopia go head to head. One of the matches, we see the Condemned facing off against Rooster, a former member of the DWL roster. Rooster is in full heel. He is a full heel, and he berates the crowd. He talks a lot of crap about the crowd. I'm just getting word from my sponsors that I gotta take a quick commercial break. I'll be right back. And we are back. Sorry, everybody. I had to take a quick commercial break, but I am back to continue this episode of the Timmy Flyersguy podcast. Now, like I said, we are at the finale of Season 2 of Heels. And here's what happens. Like I said, Rooster shows up, he's in heel mode, and just yelling at the fans, telling them to shut up, and all of a sudden, the lights go out, and the Condemned shows up for the last man standing match against Rooster. Before the match even starts, Charlie Gully hits the Condemned in the back of the leg with a baseball bat. He's then praised by his daughter, Lucy Gully. Lucy Gully, his daughter. I'm really hoping that they use her in a storyline soon. Also, he hits him with a bat. And all of a sudden, the whole roster from Florida Dystopia Wrestling comes out. They attack the Condemned. They leave them tied to the ropes. And Charlie Gully tells Rooster, here. Charlie Gully's like, here. Finish him off. He hands Rooster the bat. Rooster says, no, I can't do this, man. This is going too far. I can't do this. And then Crystal comes out and says, no, he's not going to do it, and I'm not going to do this. Rooster then turns face again, and he's down with DWL. And Crystal also turns face as well. Charlie turns face as well. And then Crystal does a top rope, does a jumping Hurricane Rana on Charlie Gully. She takes him out. They run to the back, and Crystal and Rooster are back with the DWL. After this, Jack Spade comes out, and you're not going to believe what happens next. Jack Spade comes out with a 2x4. He clears the ring, and he says He then pulls off his shirt, revealing another shirt. Florida Dystopia Wrestling. Jack's fade has turned his back on the DWL. Well, in the storyline, that's what they had planned. Jack turns heel again and calls everyone an idiot. Says he's working with Charlie Gully now. In the ring, we see a last standing match between the Condemned and Jack's fade. Jack is getting the best of Ace. Jack is getting the best of the Condemned, but the Condemned comes back. We also remember a flashback. As Jack's fade tried to do a shooting star press, and his father yelled at him for trying to do that. And we see Jack Spade on the top rope. He's going for a shooting star press. He does a shooting star press. Both young men are knocked out afterwards. Jack is down. Ace is down. And Jack's telling Ace, "This is your moment, get up." And Ace is telling, "No, Jack, this is your moment. You built this wrestling organization. You get up." Charlie Gully's yelling at Jack to get his ass up. And things change. Ace gets up first and wins the last man standing match. Charlie Gully is pissed. He says, "I'm gonna kill." He threatens to kill Ace Spade and Jack Spade. We're not going along with his plan of having Rooster beat the Condemned in the middle of the ring. We then something horrible. Just the season ends. Season 2 ends on a cliffhanger as Jack Spade's on the ground. And we see Jack Spade crying, saying that, "I can't feel my legs. I can't get up. I can't feel my legs." His wife gets in the ring, and the series ends on a cliffhanger. And we were stuck to think that maybe Jack can't walk again. Jack can't walk again. Now we get into the ending of that show, and I gotta tell you, I really enjoyed this show. It really captures the imagination of wrestling and its many storylines and what goes into those storylines. I enjoyed every minute of this show. This show was an absolute masterpiece. This show is a masterpiece. If you're a wrestling fan, if you're a fan of dramas, I suggest that you watch this show. A lot of people are clamoring for a season 3. You see people at wrestling events holding up signs that say, #Heels, season 3. And from what I heard, there is a season 3 in the works. There is a season 3 in the works of Heels. And here's my theory on how that season will start out. Here's my theory. I think that Jack will be temporarily paralyzed in season 3. He will be in a wheelchair, and I think he will be very depressed, and he's going to withdraw from being a part of the wrestling for a while because of his injuries. His wife then tries to raise money for him. The whole DWL, the whole community, get together to help out the community, and even Charlie Gully's daughter helps out too. Charlie Gully reluctantly tells his daughter, look, I don't want you around those people. I don't want you helping out that family. They screwed me. They're bad people. I don't want you around them, Lucy. You do what I say. And Lucy says, look, Dad, you turned into a real jerk. The man's paralyzed. The man can't walk. And here you are, being an asshole to everybody. What happened to the father I used to know? What happened to the father that used to help me ride my bike? The father that would be there for me when Mom died. Let me tell you something. You go ahead, hang out with that cripple. Listen, Dad, you were out of line. You were out of line. Enough is enough. This fear is stupid, Dad. Let it go. And he says, you expect me to let it go, Lucy, after everything he's done to me, after everything that family has done to us. And she says, you know what, Dad? Maybe you should look in the mirror. She walks off. Jack is still depressed and withdrawn from his son. He even takes his anger out on his son a couple times. Ace agrees to take Thomas for a week. Ace says, look, man, I'll take Thomas. So obviously you need to clear your head. I honestly think that Jack Spade will get cured of his paralysis will go away and he will come back. The series of Jack Spade is depressed and unhappy. Charlie Gully tries to walk to the house, tries to go to Smith Jack Spade's house. And Charlie Gully says, look, this whole ruse of your husband being paralyzed, I'm onto it. I know it's all a scam. And he's trying to get back. He's trying to pull one over on me. Well, I'm not falling for it. And Stacy said, I can assure you, Mr. Gully, that my husband is really paralyzed and he can't walk. So I suggest you get your ass off my property before I slap you so hard you're gonna be shitting yourself. And then we get into later in the series, Jack finds out that the doctor tells Jack, well, Jack, I have some really good news. I think you may be able to walk again in a few months. Jack is so happy, him and his wife hug. Now, I'm not quite sure if this paralysis will end. It is a possibility that you will be able to walk again. But you're going to have to work hard to get back to that again. So physical therapy is going to have to be important for you. You actually look, I'll do whatever it takes to get back on my feet again. I want to be able to get back in that ring and the rest of it. I want to make a living in my family and my son. And we go through a whole montage of him training. So one day, Jack Spade wakes up, gets out of bed. He's like, Stacy, get her here. I can walk again. Oh, it's a miracle. Told everybody from DWL. But what the hell we got? Can't let everybody know about this. So, we see an episode where Jack's feeding everyone, the whole wrestling roster, is celebrating Jack's recovery. They're all happy about him coming back. Young says, I can't wait to get back in that ring again. Stacy is reluctant to let him get back in the ring again after what happened. Jack tells her, look, Stacy, I'll be fine. Look, I'll be careful in that ring. Stacy says, one wrong move, you'll be back in that wheelchair again. I don't want that. Jack tries to get back in the ring, but then he realizes that, maybe I can't. Maybe I shouldn't do this anymore. My livelihood's more important. Maybe I should just be the owner. So Jack Reed takes over as the owner and booker of DWL. He sets up the matches, and he's the new owner of DWL Wrestling. And it ends on a high note, but Charlie Gully still wants his revenge. I honestly think that, in a way, I know Charlie Gully is a villain, but I think he is gonna have a redemption story where he turns good and realizes, look, my daughter's right. I can't be acting this way. I can't. I'm gonna have to change my ways. I can't be doing this anymore. And him and Jack Spade, they make amends, and they combine their wrestling rosters into one. And they become friends. And Lucy becomes part of the team as well as the ring announcer. So I'd like to see that happen. I'd love to see how season 3 plays out. I'm very excited to see what happens in season 3. I really hope that Jack Spade is okay. I really hope that he's not paralyzed. I hope that he can walk. I hope that he'll be able to walk again. I really do. Guys, thank you so much for joining me here on this episode of Timmy Flyersguy podcast. I'd like to give a shout out to all the great actors and actresses on the show Heels. You guys are doing a great job, and I love the show. It is one of my favorite shows on Netflix, and I cannot wait for season 3. Thank you for introducing us to this beautiful masterpiece of drama and wrestling. Guys, thank you for joining me. And guys, check out Heels on Netflix. Season 1 and Season 2 are on Netflix. So check the show out. I hope you like it. And I will put a spoiler warning in the title of this video. Thank you for joining me, and have a great day, everyone.